I want to say hello to all the folks who aren't here on this hillside, to all our dear friends and alumni who are watching live stream where you are in Bangor, Maine, Little Rock, Arkansas, Corvallis, Oregon, Gustavus, Alaska. I just want to say we love you. It's a beautiful, beautiful night here in Vermont, isn't it? And to every better selves fellow in 42 states, I want to say we believe in you, and we've not forgotten you. So what keeps and restores faith today? What keeps us believing in each other, in our communities, and even in this democracy? Our answer is written on those two banners. So when you get over to Flatbread, look at the big barn and look at those two banners. Written on them is the words harvest and courage. It's about being courageous enough to always share the harvest of our lives, whatever that is, however small it is or large. And the willingness to reach out to others also keeps faith. The willingness to listen to others who might be strangers to us or even in opposition to us. Folks we might even be a little bit afraid of. So people being courageous keeps my faith. And by that I mean courage to have conversations that matter and transform, courage to talk about difficult things with kindness, courage to stand up to this moment with our own power, our own wisdom, to use the privilege we have. Courage to know we can't do it alone. And courage, most of all, to resist business as usual. So what keeps faith for me is people relying on their community like we're doing tonight, folks who know that nothing that they could ever pile up in their bank accounts is as valuable as the relationships they keep, the people they trust and who trust them. That's true wealth. And what keeps faith for me is joining others in the gift economy, which isn't about what you can make or what you can take, but what you're able to give. So all of that gives me a lot of faith, and it's all present here tonight. Thank you for all of that. So I think many of you here tonight know this. 20 years ago, Helen and I and our family moved here to Knoll Farm and began our own practice of making refuge for ourselves and others on this land. We managed to figure out how to bring really, really different people from across our country together to have dialogue that mattered. And we didn't have the yurts up there when we started. I mean, hell, we didn't even have water when we started, but we made the invitation, and people came. They came despite not knowing us. They came despite the rain, and man, it seemed to have rained a lot. They came because they were hungry for something that was real. The people, the work, the dialogue. We created here, without charging $1, a campfire around which those working for social justice and the health of the planet could gather and talk. And first 20 came, that was 20 years ago, and then hundreds. And after 15 years, we had hosted week-long dialogues involving more than 2,000 community leaders from 50 states. And at every turn, and I hope you all really take this in, at every turn, people like all of you who are here helped us. I'm talking about repairing roads after a storm, manifesting dreams, mulching berries, cutting wood, asking questions, answering email, writing curriculum, lighting lanterns, raising money, offering retreats, banging nails, shaping cob, harvesting food, designing buildings, guiding, governing, listening, walking, writing, laughing, crying, raising kids, being here, being there, saying hello, saying goodbye, You know who you are. Thank you. And by 2015, we were exhausted. and the politics of our nation were really changing. And you remembered that 2016 election. And we turned to our 2000 alumni and we asked them what the farm could do in that moment to be helpful. And they said, give us a place and a time to restore ourselves, to rethink and renew, a place and a moment to rebuild and to restore. Our nation needs us to be our better selves. And thus was born the Better Selves Fellowship. And like all the work we do here at Knoll Farm, I mean, it just starts with a good idea. There isn't always a grand plan. You know, we don't have that strategic plan always. That first year we had no money, no application project. We said, just come. And people came. More than ever before, our country is sustained by individuals working against all odds, without breaks or benefits, sometimes without a paycheck, confronting systems that are much bigger than themselves. Day after day, because they just couldn't do otherwise, we created a fellowship for them. And it's called the Better Selves Fellowship. We open Knoll Farm to people who we've never met. And we give them what we think and believe that they need the most. Encouragement to do their best work, time to renew and to recommit. And there's something I feel is really unique and simple and beautiful about it that we believe in emphatically. And that is radical hospitality, just making refuge for others. And each summer, 2 alumni are invited to bring back their entire organizations or coalitions for a free week of renewal here at the farm. So I just want to give you a glimpse of the fellows that have been here through the summer. The next cohort is arriving on Monday. So they come from the United States' largest cities to a small community in Michoacan, Mexico. One directs Atlanta's largest reconciliation effort, leading the way toward environmental justice and collective liberation. Another is the co-founder of the Brooklyn Rescue Mission, the Urban Harvest Center, and the Bed-Stuy Farm. Another yet is the executive director of the Southwest Organizing Project, and yet another is a state senator from New Mexico. One is a science writer for Wired magazine and an assistant professor in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology at Yale. They are herbalists, political leaders, storytellers, civil rights attorneys, musicians, landscape ecologists, healing artists. They're rebuilding a more equitable food system in our country, leading inclusive democracy campaigns, working for civil rights of Black and brown children to receive equitable education, and defending from the inside rural, oppressed, and marginalized communities. Their long work reflects the future of this country and how we better embrace the critical issues of identity, cultural difference, and human rights. And many of them began that work before they can remember, when they were children, when they first encountered the sounds of oppression, as well as the rhythms of liberation. And maybe that's the most important thing that we try to do here at Knoll Farm, is to repeat those rhythms of liberation. So all of this is about gifts, right? Our friend, the great writer, I hope many of you know her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer. She says, here in this moment, you give your gifts and you meet your responsibilities. So here at Knoll Farm is where we've given all the gifts we have and try each day to meet our responsibilities. And thank you for joining us. It is in these difficult times that we learn who we are, right? These last 2 summers, Knoll Farm has really learned how to be a refuge. And never has there been a greater need for people to have safe space to be outside, to organize, to renew, just to build courage, to get their heads on straight again. And for 78 consecutive days now, those lights have been lit. For 40 Better Selves Fellows, for 18 different organizations, and hundreds of blueberry pickers and their families, and all of you. The fires have been burning, and Knoll Farm has been that refuge for others. Thanks. So this is the time, right, that we come to each other's aids, and that's the way we all want this world to be. So thank you for being in our community and supporting this farm so strongly. Each of us has gifts to share and responsibilities to fulfill in this time. I want to thank the Vermont Community Foundation and an anonymous donor who launched this annual campaign with an extraordinary gift of $35,000. They believed in us, which helped us to believe in ourselves. And I hope whoever they are, they hear that. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. More than 122 of you, in addition to all of you who bought tickets, have made donations over the last month to help us continue this work this summer and the next year. As of this very moment, we've raised $123,000 to our goal of $125,000. So, and I think this is worth noting, 25% of those gifts have been $50 or less. And 25% of those gifts have been for more than $1,000 each. And every single gift has given us great encouragement. Thank you. So I want to encourage you, before the night is out, I know it's getting kind of dark, but there are QR codes hidden around. And if you walk up to one of those with your phone, and I know you all have phones, and you take a picture of it, it will take you to the donate page. And if you can't see one of those QR codes, just go to knollfarm.org, donate. All right, this is the moment, friends. We're shy $2,000. We'd really like to be able to cross that borderline. Thank you for coming out and being part of the story of this land. Kat and Josh and Bob and Colin will be back in just a moment. I hope you get a beer. We'll see you in a little bit.